Hello again.
We're
Talking to Magpie.
yeah, we're in Land King Hall to talk to Magpie, who apparently is really called Bahudin, or however you pronounce that.
You see a hunchback dressed in motley with a pleasant demeanor.
Neat.
I don't remember what voice I gave him. Many names Magpie has.
Is one of those names Bahudin?
He glances around briefly. Magpie and Bahudin, many stories. That story is true. Jaxus told me that he gave you the key to the right pillar. Yes, truth speaks, Jaxus. Magpie shall yield it to you, but there is a great danger. Danger? I've been able to take care of myself so far. Great danger for all. Magpie's fears come true. You shall save us all, or destroy us all. You alone have the power to make the choice. Magpie sees better than Sabinate or Jaxus, but this is unseen. Sabinate and Jaxus have their own motives. Remember this.
Okay, we got the key. And Magpie really is a quarter Saldane and a quarter Magpie. No, he's half and half. Half Saldane, half Undyne. Sabinate.
That is a story that is not for Magpie to tell.
Jaxus.
Please, that name is not safe. Magpie never uses that name.
Same thing. Now, if Alec was around when we asked him if he was Bahudin, he would have been like, I'm not going to talk about that right now. But I think if we ask him something like, story.
A story that cannot be told, it is.
History.
History is everywhere, but nobody asks a rock its history. The history of Magpie, now there's a story, but the history of Alaric, now that's a tale.
Tale.
The tale of Alaric, his story is history. Alaric laughs and capers as, I think that's supposed to be Magpie, laughs and capers as if he has told the best joke ever invented.
Alec's actually responding to him, even though he's not there right now.
Okay. Alaric it was that destroyed the rule of the tyrants and brought the mages back from exile. He it was that set up government as it stands today, but none know how he gained the power to do this feat. Or at least none will say. No, none is no one, and no one is not one, and not one is two.
That makes tons of sense, right? Yeah.
Or at least none will say. Oh, it's still that. Alaric again beams with delight.
One.
It is easy to say that one is it, or is it? Can one truly say what one is and what one isn't? Is one really one, or perhaps two? Mayhaps even three?
So I think he's talking about one species. Like, he appears to be human, but he's actually two different species. So two.
Two matters not, but three.
Three.
Ah, three, now that is important, but you are not ready for that knowledge.
Key. Krona.
You know the name, a dangerous tool it is, but a tool nonetheless. A tool to open, a tool to close, a tool to build, a tool to destroy, a tool to heal, a tool to poison.
Anything else we should ask this guy?
No idea.
Okay, bye.
Perhaps we will share more stories.
It's 3 o'clock. Alec to heal us before we head off. And, do we want to do that Métis thing? Or do we want to do something else right now? We give Charax his time flux work. Now we want to do Métis first.
Mighty.
If I knew where Hadrian was, maybe I could improve like my attack or defense a little bit. Do I want that training point
sleeping?
for anything else?
I don't know.
What, at 3 p.m.? He's probably wandering around. He's in Hector's old route.
Greetings again, stranger. What would you like to train on?
I should have closed Discord before recording this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every time I get a Discord message, it's getting into the video. Should I do attack or defense?
I don't know.
Alright, some more advanced techniques.
Technique way.
I'm gonna take the portal to Métis, because that way I don't have to go through the swamp and get poisoned. Métis is in the swamp, way in the south where we killed a gator at the beginning of the game. You've been there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Snuck around the Joppo, is it?
Snuck around Joppo? What?
Uh-huh.
Oh, did you not have Timon? You didn't
No.
register, did you?
No. So I never was able to beat the game.
Yeah, there's a guard that will send you away if Timon's not with you. So.
I think I managed to make it through the front gate once or twice. I'm sorry, but strangers are not permitted within this site. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Excuse me, but if you'd be so kind as to tell Larissa that her brother Timon is here to see her. Very well, please stay here while I go check with Mistress Larissa. Your sister Larissa is in the tent over there to the southwest. She is quite eager to see you.
See, I'm supposed to come in from over here, so it would actually be in the southwest.
Timon, so good to see you again. How goes the studies? What brings you to these swamps? Ah, Larissa, great to see you again too. My studies have brought me on great adventures, not unlike yourself here. All quite interesting, but that must wait until another time for us to detail it. Let me introduce my friend Bellerophon. Pleased to meet you, ma'am. Any friend of Timon is a friend of mine. What brings you down to this swamp? Well, we are involved in research on Seldane ruins, as you know, and these ruins might prove key to our understanding. Well, there isn't all that much here, really, other than a building whose doors refuse to open. Otherwise, nothing unique. I guess that isn't exactly true, since these ruins are in excellent condition, as well as the first evidence connecting those pylons with the Seldane. In truth, I was just about to leave and return to Kosha to give my report to Maius. I'm overdue as it is. Would you mind if we looked around a bit here? Not at all. Feel free. Perhaps I will see you in Kosha. You see a wide-faced, narrow-eyed, middle-aged man with a wide mouth and narrow lips. Why, Timon, good to see you again. Who's your friend? Joppa. Allow me to introduce Bellerophon. Delighted, I'm sure. I already told you. I'm called Joppa.
Job.
I assist Mistress Larissa and help her protect her in these ruins.
Ruins.
Look around you. Are you blind?
What?
He looks at you as if you're an idiot.
Larissa?
Lord Maius assigned me to assist and protect her.
Nice.
Lord Maius is a fine ruler and a very nice person as well.
Kamana?
House Kamana is the ruling house of Kosha.
Undyne?
He looks at you as if you're an idiot.
Shape changer. Okay, bye.
If you have ascertainment on him when he says that Maius is a great guy, you get a false.
No.
Bummer. Excuse me, but if you've got a minute, you must be wondering why I lied to my sister back there. Yes, I was a bit puzzled. I really wanted to tell her what we've been up to, especially about meeting a real Seldane, but it's better if that waits until we are all safe. She is my sister, after all, and I wouldn't want to involve her in anything dangerous. More than that, though, since after all, she can obviously handle herself in the swamp and all, is her assistant, Joppa. I've never liked him. I get a bad feeling about him, and I just flat out don't trust him. I hope you understand, though Larissa might not forgive me as readily. I'm sorry, but I've got to finish up here and head back to Kosha, and I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Name?
Why, Larissa, silly.
Job.
I'm an explorer, as much as my big brother hates to admit it.
Timon?
I'm quite proud of him.
Joppa?
Joppa might seem like a bit of a grump, but he is very dependable.
Myas?
Haswe Komana is second by Myas.
Bard?
I'm sorry, but could you repeat yourself?
Seldane?
The Seldane race is almost certainly extinct.
Bye.
Perhaps we'll see each other again in Kosha. Except they're rocks, so, you know.
What's rocks?
The Seldane.
I'm pretty sure that Joppa is a
Undyne?
Yeah, an Undyne. Alright, so this is where we need our keys. Another option would be to use remote manipulation on the stairs. And descend into Métis.
Isn't there a risk that Joppa's gonna steal your calzones out there?
I think that Joppa kills Larissa right after this. Okay, now this part is kind of annoying to me, because you press a button and it changes which lights are on, and you want them both to match. So then the door opens. Oops, I pressed it too many times. And I'm actually not very good at this, so a while back I wrote down which pattern works.
What's the rule that it goes by?
It's different for each room. There's also a key to getting through this in the hint book, but that I had come up with my solution way before reading the hint book. Find the hint book.
How's the hint book compared to what you figured out?
Well, it's a lot. It's like it's shorter. Like you can do it in less clicks with the hint book, but like this last one, it takes me 9 pushes, but I really like the pattern. You go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. So easy to remember.
3 blind mice.
And then you gotta press this button. And then the next puzzle is riddles.
You are met with stony silence.
Okay, I've got to get closer to it.
A voice seems to speak in your mind from the switch. I am always hungry. I must always be fed. The finger I lick will soon turn red. A voice seems to speak. Obviously fire. This one has passed.
Yeah, I memorized these ages ago, so not really fun for me anymore. Oh, come on. I can't T it. I have to double click it.
Another voice speaking in your mind from the switch.
I have to use it.
All about but cannot be seen, cannot be captured, cannot be held. No throat but can be heard.
I feel like there's a ton of answers that would fit that description.
I think that air or wind is probably most likely, but
yeah, those are good answers. The correct answer is sound.
3 lives have I, gentle enough to soothe the skin, light enough to caress the sky, small enough to creep within.
And again, so many answers that could fit. Have you ever been down here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This part is a nuisance if you haven't registered, because you can't get the 2 pieces of the krona.
Fetch.
Yeah, you gotta fetch a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to guess this one, or should I just...
No.
Okay, it's water. I keep teeing it.
Each morning I appear to lie at your feet. All day I follow no matter how fast you run, yet I nearly perish in the midday sun. Obviously shadow.
I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me.
A red drum which sounds without being touched and grows silent when it is touched.
Can't rhyme touched with touched. That's so lazy.
Well, it's not a polyp.
Because a polyp's not red.
Yep.
I don't know about drum either.
Heart.
Yep, it's hot. Alright, now I've got to blast through these force walls. This is the part that you have to use fets if you haven't registered or haven't gotten the 2 kronas. But you can't fit through just one. I mean, it looks like you should be able to fit through. Yeah. You have to blast through 2 to be able to fit through. So that's 2 fetches. That's 4. And fets takes...
I always like to clear them all out.
Oh, my turtle. And fets takes, like, all your mana. You can't cast fets twice if you're not cheating. So, 6. And, okay, now we can go through just 1. 7. So, a minimum of 7 fetches just to get down here.
Yeah. But you have that nice long hallway if you've answered the questions. So you can just run back and forth pretty far.
Oh, so you just wait for your mana to replenish?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you'd like go. I guess you can't get Arlek to heal you.
Yeah.
You're not registered. Alright, here's a cool Hydra. This one, you can actually get on it and use your sword instead of needing a ranged weapon.
Cool.
That was easy. There's some passages up there. They're just dead ends. I don't know how the Seldane lived here. You have to go through that secret passage there.
They are rocks, so they probably just sort of went through the walls.
What? Instead of using the door?
Yeah. Door's just for
Do you want to fight or not?
On a piece of meat, crab.
They even have little crabs in here. Like, did this place have crabs before the Undying came and flooded it? And we get the Krona.
Krona sword.
And Omen doesn't even have anything to say about it this time. Now, if you're a bird or a ghost or something, it's really easy to get across. But since I'm just a person, I guess I'll go out through the swamp and get poisoned.
Oh, to be human again, only human again.
What do you think we're doing with our time?
I think we're probably about out of time.
Okay. So just get out of here and save.
Yeah. You can see the void all over on the outside of this.
Void. It's cool. The keys are gone, but You know, the birds.
Joppa stole the calzones.
Yes. And Larissa and Joppa are gone, though the gourd just kind of lives there. Alright, so next time we'll cross the swamp.
Do-do-do.
See you then.